Well, I have the perfect storm right now of free time, good internet, not driving, and I have an unsettled mind. So I figured I would try to see if I can work through some of this. Um, Surprisingly, feel okay for how little sleep I've gotten. Um, that doesn't really seem to have affected my day or my thoughts, and maybe partially, but I really don't feel like I'm feeling the effect of that right now. Um, yeah, following up on how I felt for the last couple of days, I still sort of feel out of control. Like my thoughts and my brain are unstable and out to get me, I guess, in certain ways. Every time I feel like I'm having a good day or things are figured out, my mindset kind of flips completely, and then when I think things are bad and horrible, and sort of settle into that, then it flips again, and I don't really know what's going on with me, but I really don't seem to be able to hold on very well to a single state at the moment. I'm definitely still feeling like I'm out of sorts and I don't fit in, but I have lots of positive reinforcement that that isn't the case. Um, and so my thoughts are just kind of running wild with that. I'm on the financial side. This is still lucrative, but my spending and what it's cost to be here, and what it's costing me to manage myself is also problematic. Um, I'm definitely not going to leave here best case scenario, um, as good as I'd hoped, even worst case scenario before I came here. But it's not all about that. And so I am trying to remind myself of that stuff as well. That in the event of an absolute worst case scenario, I have to date navigated a situation that was very harmful to me, um, in a way that is manageable, and I still feel myself slipping in the wrong direction. So I'm not sort of kidding myself that this is that's the route that I want to go, but I definitely have sort of proven to myself that there is a way through this staying here. That being said, I'm significantly less happy here, even in the good times. It's 10 times harder to stay healthy and focused and fight urges and all of that. um, and I am looking forward to going back. So, um, few of the things that haven't worked out. It doesn't. There was a job that I was chasing, and kind of really hoping would work out, and it looks like that is not going to come through, unfortunately. But that's kind of one of those things where it would have been like a dream scenario anyways, of getting absolutely everything I wanted all at once without trying, kind of thing. So not not overly surprising that it fell through. The investment stuff came through. I've taken like a few more hits on that than I was expecting. Just on service fees and transfer fees and transaction fees and things like that. So that's been a bit of a detriment. I've reduced the amount of money that I put in because I've spent so much money coming here and existing here, and so that's another sort of shortcoming. Yeah, it's been a bit of a roller coaster for sure. Uh, even with meals and watching spending and all of that, um, there's still a lot of money going out, and that's with all of the help and stuff coming from elsewhere. Yeah, the diet and exercise have been suffering a little bit due to sleep. Obviously, sleep has been suffering. Both are still in manageable levels, but still suffering for sure. Connections have been strained with a lot of people, for a lot of different reasons. It's not one specific thing. Not that it's good or easy for me to hear or accept, but there's been a lot of positive reinforcement of support and help, and people offering to do things for me, and people trying to reinforce that there's some level of value in my person. And again, that's not obviously not received very well. I've tried, but it doesn't penetrate the surface very easily. It's a bit of a struggle feeling so lost again, just in directionality and focus and what I want out of life. Even I definitely have sort of fallen off track for sure compared to where it was a month ago. One of the biggest positives, I guess, is the positive reinforcement that comes from leaving and coming back. There was a bit of the same thing last time, still the same thing this time. People feel more obliged to reiterate things that maybe they don't say often, or just to be more vocal about things that they think, or I mean, for all I know, they could just be saying them, but definitely hear it and see it a lot more. More people kind of reaching out, more warm reception. Um, as hard as it has been, it's very in my face how fortunate I am and how lucky I am to have the freedom and support and abundance everywhere I go. That, like, I have people making sure I'm okay more often than I should by far. Um, and I get to live a far better life without effort than I should at this moment in time because of other people's generosity and kindness. Um, Love and loneliness is a tricky thing. Especially in a place where there's such a large vacancy of it, and so the lack is always apparent. Um, and I tried really hard to not lean into that and kind of push those thoughts away and recognize that a lot of my situation is by choice and is where I intended to be at this moment. Um, it does feel like it's getting to this place, though, of not just extreme loneliness, but more so like this point of no return or something, like time is running out, or that that the door is closing to spend my life in a different way. And I definitely am trying not to do that. Although probably not very successfully. But I am still surrounded by love and support in a lot of other ways. I'm definitely not lonely in any way that I don't choose to be. Despite when you know you want certain things, it doesn't really feel like a choice. It's always a choice. And I do feel like I need to close myself off, but again, that is a choice and my choice. Um, but I have been through significant amounts of hard times, heartbreak, uh, death, suffering, loss, financial turmoil, physical ailments. I just like everybody else at this point in their life, I have kind of run through all of it. And I'm fortunate to still be here. Well, camera went a little crazy there. And they do say the hardest thing you've ever been through is the hardest thing you've ever been through. But I feel like memory fades and perception shifts, and objectively, I've been through much harder times with much higher levels of suffering. But I think that there's like a certain level of entitlement that, like, at my age, I shouldn't be struggling in this way or that way. But here I am. And I actually hung on to this metric for a long time of my younger self would have killed to be in the position that I'm in with the problems that I'm having. And that has always been the case. Which is such a contrast to how I actually feel. Because I feel like I would trade everything now for the problems I used to have. And I think that for my younger self, these problems that I'm having are easy solutions. Like it's an easy fix. This is what you're struggling with. Go fix it like this. And that's how I feel looking back. That, like, if I was in my old position, I'm like, oh, this is what I would do in that situation, and life would be amazing. But I don't seem to be doing much right now except making things worse. Well, I continue to vent my thoughts and make little to no progress, and I probably will continue to do this going forward for quite some time, and still probably make little to no progress. I'm so grateful for the people around me, the people that tolerate me, the people that put up with my crazy thoughts and my crazy behaviors and my lack of sensitivity and my lack of reciprocation, uh, all the awful things that I do. Um, I'm so lucky to have the people in my life that I do and to have the life that I do, just in general. There's a lot of people that have suffered 10 times more than me that aren't where I am. So suffering is not the key to success. It's never been the answer, and it doesn't have to be the answer now. And I will keep trying to figure out a better way through this. But for now, I'm a very lucky human being despite the hurdles. Thanks.